What you've just experienced is exactly what happened to me on holiday in France in February of 1992 when I was just 18 years old. The person I hypnotised was a friend of my sister's called Mark, and that day changed my life forever. When I got back home, I became what can only be described as a hypno junkie. I spent thousands and thousands of pounds on courses, books and seminars, and even if I only learned one new phrase or suggestion from a course, I would be happy to pay hundreds for it. Everything I discovered, I recorded in my journal, and I practiced constantly. I tested and tweaked my inductions until I could hypnotise absolutely anybody with ease. Whenever I discovered a new or better way to get someone into trance, it all went into my journal. Now by now, my journal had become an incredibly comprehensive step-by-step guide to hypnosis. In 1994, a clinical hypnotherapist looking for a way to get into stage hypnosis asked me if he could borrow that journal. So I gave it him to read that night, and the next morning he called me at home. Now I can't remember his exact words, but what he bellowed down the phone went something like this. "This is amazing. It's exactly what I was looking for. You've got to get this published. People need to read this book." He made me promise to publish it and insisted that it was my duty to let other people read it. But I didn't keep my promise. I never published the journal, but I did allow people to buy it from my website as a downloadable ebook. That book is now titled How to Hypnotise: The Complete Beginner's Guide to Genuine Hypnosis, and it's now one of the most popular and widely read hypnosis guides on the internet. Most people that buy my guide are able to hypnotise people the very same day. However, I no longer allow people to buy it. It is still available, but only as part of my hypnosis course, and that's the only place that anybody can get hold of it. You can buy my course if you want to, and I'll give you details how to do that later. But for now, it's time for you to learn something incredibly special, and I know that this is the part you've been waiting for. Rapid hypnosis. You're about to learn how to hypnotise people in a matter of seconds. Now, rapid hypnosis combines shock and confusion to open a temporary gateway to your unconscious. It's a bit like a salesman jamming his foot in the door before melting your resistance with a benefit that will cause you to want to buy his product. If he doesn't give you a reason to want the product quick enough, you close the door and he loses the sale. There are 5 stages to a rapid induction, but most people only really notice the 4th. The first stage isn't really essential, but it really helps out in the early days, and this is preparing your subject to go into trance. Now this can happen weeks in advance. A poster advertising a stage show, a business card, a pre-induction chat, and even your reputation all play a part in helping your subject to go into trance quickly. Next, we have what I call the setup or the lead-in, and this can be anything that engages the subject's attention. Asking for directions, welcoming the subject on stage, shaking their hands, or whatever's appropriate for the situation. The setup increases trust, it establishes rapport, and it conditions your subject to obey your commands. But most importantly, it provides you with the essential opportunity to trigger step 3. Once you've engaged the subject's attention, you need to do something unusual to shock and confuse them. This is usually done by saying or doing something totally out of context. This process creates the gap in the door. Now you've got to put your foot into that gap, and this brings us on to step number 4. The part of the induction that everyone recognises. You simply command your subject to sleep, and you do it very, very forcefully. Now the best way to think about this is that the confusion part of your induction has put your subject into a situation where they've got no idea what's happening, and they're looking for a way out of something that they don't understand. By commanding them to sleep, you're giving them something that they can lock onto, and they'll simply follow you in that direction. But the next stage is incredibly important, because at the moment we've got our foot in the door, but we don't have the sale. We need to get the subject to want to buy our product, which in this case is a hypnotic trance, and to do this we must immediately flow into the trance deepener. Now in the book that I was telling you about earlier, I give people a script that they can run through to hypnotise people using relaxation hypnosis, and I also explain exactly how they can do rapid hypnosis. However, a couple of years ago I received an email from a London-based close-up magician called Ben Lewis. Now he downloaded my book and he was able to hypnotise people using the relaxation script on that very same day, but then he tried to do the rapid inductions and it didn't work. He told me what was happening, and everything he was doing was perfect, apart from one thing. He was going way too slowly. So I decided to create a series of videos that clearly show rapid hypnosis in action. All you have to do is just watch the video and copy what you see me do. There's no way you're going to go too slow or mess it up or get anything wrong, because you can clearly see exactly how to do it. You just watch and copy. And to accompany the video, you also get a full step-by-step guidebook that details absolutely everything you need to do to hypnotise people in seconds. And also as part of your course, you'll be able to download 2 videos on hypnotherapy, which demonstrate relaxation hypnosis, trance deepeners, hypnotic suggestions, NLP strategies, and advanced hypnotic language patterns, so that if you ever decide to become a hypnotherapist, or if you just want to use relaxation hypnosis, you'll know exactly what to do. Now you can download all of this immediately for less than I charge for a single hour of personal training. And I've got to admit, the videos aren't brilliant quality, so don't expect Hollywood quality sets and flashy menus. It's just me, my subject, and lots of hypnosis. But that is all you need. You just watch it and copy what I do. Now everything is ready and waiting for you to download it now. No one is born a hypnotist, but everybody can become one. Many of my students were absolute beginners, yet they're able to hypnotize people within 1 day of downloading this course. Some people had tried absolutely everything else and were ready to give up, but as you can see from the testimonials below, they're able to hypnotize people the very day they download the course. Imagine what this feels like. Imagine how it feels to be able to hypnotize anybody in a matter of seconds. Imagine how it feels to have the power to cause people to get drunk on nothing more than tap water. Imagine how it feels to stick people to the floor with hypnotic glue or make them believe you're totally invisible. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Imagine what it'd feel like if you were to save a young child's mother from a life-threatening addiction or a crippling phobia. Now most people get into hypnosis for fun, but then hypnosis gets into you and it totally changes your life. This course usually sells for $197, but place your order and make full payment today and I'll give you an instant $50 rebate so you can download absolutely everything for just $147. If that's out of your reach, stick around because I'll show you a very profitable way that you can actually make this course pay for itself, and it's nothing to do with hypnotizing people. $147 is a tiny amount of money to exchange for a lifestyle that hypnosis will give you. Most people blow much more getting drunk each month, and all they have to show for it is a hangover. You could pay for this course over and over again by selling hypnotic drinks to your mates, and they'd never get a hangover. You see, I know you're smart. You can see this as the investment that it truly is. Just $147 is all it takes for you to begin your new life as a master hypnotist. And believe me, I wouldn't give up my hypnotic skills for 1,000 times that, and I guarantee that every other hypnotist on the planet would tell you exactly the same thing. However, if you just can't stretch to $147, I completely appreciate that, so I've set up a special instalment option for you so that you can spread the costs. You make one payment today of just $27, followed by 4 monthly payments of just $42.50. Now, let me tell you how you can actually make this course pay for itself. As well as the course, I'm also going to send you a collection of hypnosis books with master resale rights. You can then sell these books and you can keep all the money, or you can give them away for free. Now there's a really good reason why you'll want to do this. The books all contain adverts for this course, and when somebody buys this course from one of those adverts, I'm going to give you half of the money. But that's not all. Anyone you give or sell one of these books to can give or sell it to anyone else, and no matter how many times this happens, when somebody decides to buy this course from one of the adverts in those books, you get half the money, even if you didn't give them the book directly. So to get started immediately, choose your payment option and click on the order button below this video. You can download your course right now and get started today, and you could even hypnotize someone tonight. I know you're going to love this, but just to make sure you feel completely comfortable, I've removed all of the risk for you. Place your order today, and at any time within the next 60 days, if you decide that you don't want this, just let me know and I'll give you a full refund. No questions asked. I'm also going to throw in a free copy of my guide to advanced hypnosis, so when you're ready to take it to the next level, you will have absolutely everything that you need. But before you rush off to place your order, I've got one final surprise for you. I'm currently developing a brand new hypnosis course like nothing you've seen before. It details ways that you can use hypnosis that no other hypnotist has ever taught. This course will be available for $699 to everyone else, but for you and just 99 other lucky people, it will be totally free. Now I know this sounds incredibly generous, but whenever I launch a new product or a course, I want to know exactly what people think about it, and you just happen to be one of the lucky 100 people to arrive here while I'm in the final stages of developing the course. As soon as I've got 100 people on that list, the price is locked in and everybody else has to pay $699. To place your order for this course and download everything immediately, including those special books that you can give away or sell that are preloaded with adverts that will earn you 50% commission every time someone decides to buy this course, just click on one of the buttons below. And thank you so much for listening. What you've just experienced is exactly what happened to me on holiday in France in February of 1992 when I was just 18 years old.